I never thought I'd be one of those people writing something like this, but I guess I just need to let it out somewhere because I'm carrying this mix of anger, hurt, and confusion that's been sitting in me for weeks. When I was 18, I got pregnant. It wasn't planned, obviously. I was young and reckless in some ways, but also just naive. I had been dating this guy for a while, and we were both kids trying to figure ourselves out. The second I told my parents, everything changed. I grew up in a strict household where appearances mattered more than anything. My mom was obsessed with what the neighbors thought. My dad was this quiet, stern figure who barely ever spoke, but when he did, his word was law. The night I told them, I remember the silence in the room being louder than anything I'd ever felt. My mom's face went cold, like I had just confessed to a crime. My dad didn't even yell. He just said, "Get out." That was it. I was still their daughter, but in that moment, I was nothing to them. My mom followed it up with, "You made your choice, now live with it." I didn't even get to pack much. They wanted me gone immediately. I called the baby's father, and he basically panicked. He said he wasn't ready, and his parents were pressuring him to go to college out of state. Within a few weeks, he blocked me on everything. So it was me, completely alone, no money, no support system, just a growing life inside me. The first year was hell. I couch surfed at a friend's place until I wore out my welcome. I worked 2 jobs, went without meals sometimes, and cried in bathrooms because I was so exhausted. But somehow I made it through. I had my daughter, and from the moment I held her, I knew I had to fight for both of us. Fast forward through years of grinding. I got my GED while she was still in diapers. I worked every shift I could. I went to community college at night. Eventually, I landed a decent job in healthcare and worked my way up. I'm not rich, but I can afford a small house. My daughter has everything she needs, and we're happy. She's 10 now, smart, kind, and funny. She has no idea how much she saved me from falling apart. And then out of nowhere, a few weeks ago, my parents showed up at my door. 10 years of silence. 10 years of birthdays, holidays, school plays, milestones gone. They missed all of it. They didn't call, didn't write, didn't ask if I was alive. And now suddenly they're on my porch like no time has passed. They looked older, obviously. My dad's hair is all gray, and my mom looks smaller somehow, like life has taken some of that sharpness away. My daughter was inside doing homework when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door and saw them, I froze. I swear I couldn't even breathe. My mom tried to smile, but her voice shook when she said, "Hi, sweetheart." My dad just stood there like a statue, eyes on the ground. I asked them what they wanted, and my mom started crying. She said they made a mistake. She said they thought they were doing the right thing at the time, that they thought tough love would push me to get rid of the pregnancy or force me to see sense. She admitted they didn't expect me to actually raise the baby and build a life. They said they wanted to know my daughter, their granddaughter. They wanted to be in her life. They asked if they could come in and sit down. I wish I could explain the storm that hit me in that moment. A part of me wanted to slam the door in their faces. Another part of me wanted to scream at them, ask them where they were when I was sleeping in my car, when I was holding my baby at 3 a.m, wondering how I was going to pay for formula, when I was breaking down alone on the bathroom floor. Where the hell were they when I needed my mom the most, or when I needed a dad who actually cared? But then there's this other voice in me, the tired voice, the one that wonders if maybe holding on to all that anger is only hurting me now. I don't know if it's forgiveness or weakness, but I just stood there stuck. My daughter came to the door asking who it was, and my mom's eyes lit up like she had been waiting her whole life to see her. I panicked and told my daughter it was no one important, just some old neighbors, and sent her back inside. My parents' faces fell, but I couldn't let them meet her like that. I told them I wasn't ready. My mom begged, said they just wanted a chance, said they regret everything. My dad finally spoke and said, "We're sorry." That was the first time I'd ever heard those words from him in my entire life. They left after I told them I'd think about it. And now here I am, weeks later, and I still can't decide what to do. I'm proud of the life I built. I'm proud of the mother I've been. But I can't erase the nights of hunger, the humiliation, the loneliness, the fear. I can't erase the image of them closing the door behind me when I was just a scared kid myself. I want to protect my daughter from that kind of pain. She doesn't need to know rejection from her own family. But she's also a child who deserves love from as many people as possible, And maybe my parents could be better grandparents than they were parents. But I keep asking myself, why now? Is it guilt? Is it because they're getting older and suddenly mortality makes them want to tie up loose ends? Do they actually care about my daughter, or do they just want to feel better about themselves? I'm angry that they think they can just show up and insert themselves into the life I worked tooth and nail to build after they abandoned me. I'm also angry at myself for even considering letting them back in. I don't owe them anything. But I know if I completely shut the door forever, I'll wonder if I robbed my daughter of something she might have wanted. Every day I go back and forth. Some days I want to call them and scream every hateful thought I've carried for 10 years. Other days I picture my daughter having grandparents at her school recitals or Christmas mornings, and I ache for her to have that. I guess I don't even know what I'm looking for by posting this. Maybe just to let it out to people who don't know me, because my friends are tired of hearing me circle around the same points. I just know that 10 years ago, I swore they'd regret what they did. And now, standing in front of me with tears in their eyes, I think maybe they finally do. But I don't know if that's enough.